you all so much for coming out tonight. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chris Witherow. I am the band director here at Marshall Middle School. Tonight we are presenting two groups for you, the 5th graders and the 7th graders, with a brief change in between. Now before we get started, there's the obligatory pre-show speech. We do keep the wing doors open if you have a child in attention, so that if you need to take them out, let them scream it out, you can still hear your older sibling perform. If you have a cell phone, now this is always the question, what's Mr. Witherow's ringtone? Honestly, I haven't heard it ring, my phone's on vibrate. I don't remember. I think it's Africa by Toto. It's my favorite song. And lastly, between the brief switch between the grades, just hang out. We are efficient here at the middle school. On stage are the 5th graders. 5th grade is the first year we have band at the middle school. They get 30 minutes with me every day to work on these songs. We have 4 for you tonight, which is kind of fun. Usually we're kind of in that 2-3 range, but they work really hard. So we have 4 for you tonight. This first one is titled Armada. Our next piece is entitled Inception. Now, saw the title, I'm like, oh cool, that's a good movie. It's not. The song is not about the movie. So a lot of these pieces come with what are called program notes, where, so Armada is about, the Spanish Armada, and it's sort of to invoke the warships kind of on the high seas. Inception, it had nothing. So here is your chance to help me decide what this one's about. This is Inception. third piece for you this evening is titled Fanfare Supernova, which I think is a pretty cool title. It also has something that for fifth graders is incredibly difficult. It has a tempo change, where we start the piece kind of slow, and then suddenly we change tempos to a much faster tempo. For fifth grade, it's hard enough to play the thing, let alone, all right, now I gotta go faster. But, proud moment, they're just gonna show you how good they are. This is Fanfare Supernova. Our final piece this evening is sort of a bonus for you. It's entitled First Classic Suite. It actually is 3 songs in one. They're shorter. So when you hear them stop, don't clap yet. And then we're going to stop again, still don't clap. I'll get off and you can go, oh yeah, we're done. All right, deal? Good. This is First Classic Suite. Once we're done, we'll do a quick switch over to 7th grade and we'll keep rocking and rolling. stage are now the 7th graders. Older, wiser, taller. We have 3 pieces for you tonight. These first 2 I've never done before. We have a library of music. I was looking through it and I was like, oh, these look good. Pull the first one out and I'm like, okay, they like it. I'll talk about the second one when we get there. So the first one is entitled Imperial. All right. This second piece, titled Turning Point. Every day. All right, guys, we're going to work on Turning Point. And collectively listen. So, they are very excited to perform it for you because it means they only have to play it one more time. I really like it. We'll see if you like it. This is Turning Point. just a handful of thank yous and other things. First of all, thank you. This is year 10 for me, and sometimes I have to remind myself that I'm 32. It feels like yesterday that I was a brand new teacher going, I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I still feel like that, but at least I have a better idea of like how to pick music. My final piece is entitled The Invincible Warrior. The kids really like this one, and they show. Last reminder, Cold Stone has good ice cream. Dairy Queen has good ice cream. Culver's has good custard, is what they call it. I think even Burger King they have a really good Hershey pie thing. But this is not your guilt trip into taking them for doing a good job. But thank you all so much for coming. This is Invincible Warrior. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you all very much for coming. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chris Witherow. I am the band director here in Marshall. Now, before we get started, we have a tradition where I go through my pre-show spiel. Up first, we do keep the wing doors open. If you need a young child that needs attention, please take them out but you can still enjoy the concerts. If you have a cell phone, which I assume most of you do, if you could silence it. We're here to listen to them play, not whatever your ringtone is. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's cool. Mine's Africa by Toto. But we want to hear them play. And lastly, unless it's urgent, if you can stay through the entire performance, we'll do a quick change for 8th grade, and then we'll get right along rolling. On stage is the 6th graders. The second year we have band in middle school. And our first piece for you tonight is Divergence. This second piece for you tonight, I'm very excited to share with you. It's titled Chant and Tribal Dance. Now, after our first concert of the year, I was talking to the group and saying, we can do more easy stuff, or I can give you something that's hard. They went, let's do something hard. And then I handed it out, and they're like, no, this is too hard. So we worked on it some more, and then we kept working on it. I'm very excited to share it with you. This is Chant and Tribal Dance. entitled Comet Ride. They like this one. I can tell they like this one by the way they play it. The ending is bombastic is a good word for it. I'll let it speak for itself. Once we are done with this piece, we'll do a quick change to 8th grade and keep the show going.
All right, thank you so much for your patience. On stage are our 8th graders. Wisest, oldest, tallest. We have 3 pieces for you tonight. Our first is entitled Kitty Hawk March.
So with the 8th graders this year, the 3 pieces that we're doing, I have never done any of them with any group before. We have a pretty expansive library of music to choose from, and I was looking through and I picked one. I said, oh, I've never done this one. I'll hand this one out and see how it is. And then I just kind of decided, you know what, I'm going to do all stuff that's new to me too. It's always fun to be exposed to new stuff for me too. You know, with 5th graders, the first concert, I'll always play Hot Cross Buns. There's only so much Hot Cross Bunsing I can do, or I gotta listen to something new. So this next song is, it's challenging, it's tricky, there's a lot to it, and I hope you enjoy it. This is Beyond the 7 Hills. we play our final piece, I just have a handful of announcements and housekeeping items. At the conclusion of this song, everything on stage needs to get quickly put back into the band room. So the 8th graders are going to worry about what they're in front of them, and percussion stuff 6th grade. You're going to work on chairs and stands. As soon as it's all into the band room, they're all yours. It would not be a band concert if I didn't remind you that Cold Stone serves ice cream, Dairy Queen serves ice cream, Burger King has these really good Hershey pies. They're great ways to celebrate good concerts. I'm just saying. This final piece is really fun. It's got a fun groovy title. It's also in a G minor, which is something that we don't often hear, but I hope you enjoy. And thank you so much for coming. This is Ruby.